Ever heard of the Titan beast? Someone spotted it while camping abroad. It's massive, literally the size of a mountain, moving at a glacial pace. After a few minutes, it just vanishes into thin air. They say it's like Earth's giant air purifier, inhaling CO2 and exhaling pure oxygen. Just like photosynthesis, it even absorbs solar radiation to protect our atmosphere. But with pollution skyrocketing lately, toxic gases are drawing it out more often. Sightings are popping up worldwide, though science hasn't officially proven it yet. It's like a ghost in the clouds, visibly only under very specific conditions. Those lucky enough to see it are always left in absolute awe of its scale. Man, it's scorching. Time for some summer life hacks. Bike seat too hot to sit on? Just pop it in the freezer for a bit. Trust me, your butt will thank you for the cool ride. Short straw making it hard to reach your soda? Just snip off the short end with scissors. Problem solved. Enjoy your drink. Masks feeling too stuffy in this heat? Try this. Fold it twice. Snip a tiny hole in the center, and voila, breathable and breezy. Have you heard of the pacing horse? There's a village where everyone walks. Weird. They all walk with same side limbs. A local said they weren't always like this. Turns out, they were brainwashed by a mysterious pacing horse. It walks differently but runs incredibly fast. The kids went to the stable to see for themselves. The horse stared them down like it was hypnotizing them into its rhythm. By the time they left the village, their walk was never the same again. You know the sawing a lady in half trick? The circus in town is performing it right now. The magician puts his assistant in a box, slices it in two, and she's still waving. He puts it back together, and she steps out perfectly fine. Magic, right? Actually, the secret was leaked long ago. It's all about body positioning. She curls her legs up in one half, while the other half uses fake legs to fool you. Classic sleight of hand. But wait, one of these tricks isn't a trick at all. Guess which? A huge crowd gathered at the beach. Look, a giant monster washed up on the shore. Looks like a sperm whale, but it has tentaclescent and armor-plated hide. What is that? Xiaola says we should run. Decaying carcasses build up gas and can literally explode. The news later confirmed it was a sperm whale, but those tentacles belong to a giant squid. They must have had an epic battle deep underwater. The armor was just barnacles. Crazy. I really thought monsters were invading Earth. I was at Xiaola's place doing homework. He said he had to use the bathroom. Minutes passed, then I heard his voice from outside the window, down below. He was panicking, telling me to get out. Suddenly, another Xiaola appeared behind me. He shushed me and dragged me into the room, locking the door behind us. He said someone in the hall was mimicking him. The one outside is an imposter, he whispered. Then, a heavy pounding on the door. The voice outside screamed. The one inside is fake. Oh my god, who do I believe? Check this out. My friend Zhao Chang just got this cool remote-controlled heli. It's got a built-in camera that streams right to your phone. We took it to the hills behind the house. After a while, it was my turn to fly. I pushed it higher, wanting to get a bird's-eye view of the whole forest. But then, something caught my eye on the screen far off in the trees. There was this tall woman in a white hat. Her hair was long, and she was just walking. She vanished into the brush a second later. Wait, she was taller than the trees. Could that be the legendary 8-foot tall? My heart is literally pounding right now. So, here's a weird one from yesterday. I was home alone, gaming as usual. The phone rang. It was the delivery guy with my Ultraman vs Godzilla set. I told him to come up and gave him my apartment number. A few minutes later, he calls saying he's at my door. I opened it. Nothing, just an empty hallway. I called him back. He insists he's right there. We double-checked the address. Everything matched. But I was standing right at the entrance scene. There was absolutely nobody there. I told him I'd meet him in the lobby. When the elevator doors opened downstairs, still no sign of him. He's yelling at me now, asking if I'm playing some kind of prank. I just told him to return the package. Did we somehow slip into different dimensions? Do you know the top 5 biggest dinosaurs to ever live? Number 5. Sauropodon, 32 meters long, 55 tons, lived in the early Cretaceous. That's as long as 3 city buses. Imagine seeing that on your commute. Number 4. Seismosaurus, 34 meters long. One step could literally shake the ground. Number 3. Supersaurus, 35 meters long, a true giant from the late Jurassic. Number 2. Argentinosaurus, 39 meters long, weighing a massive 90 tons. the absolute king of the Cretaceous. But wait, do you know who's number one? Summer road trip with my cousin. We pulled over at a rest stop for a break. The place was a ghost town, no people, and the lights in the restroom were out. I went into a stall and saw a sign, "Do not look to the left." Curiosity got the best of me. I looked. A sign on the left said, "Do not look down." I looked down. It said, "Do not look right." On the right, it said, "Don't look around." Was this a prank? Suddenly, a toilet flushed in the stall next to me. I called out for my cousin. Total silence. I bolted out of there, pulling my pants up. My cousin was waiting in the car the whole time. So, who was in that stall? My cat's been coming home lately covered in dirt and deep scratches. These aren't from other cats. They look like they're from something much larger. Shaola said the same thing is happening to his cat too. I was ready to fight whatever stray dog was doing this. But then, it happened. Middle of the night, my cat's screaming woke me up. I looked at the window. A dark silhouette with glowing red eyes was staring right into my room. It stood upright like an ape, but I had giant wings. It was hunting my cat. I reached for my toy Gatling gun, ready for a showdown, but the monster flew off into the night. Guess my tough guy vibe scared it away? Me and Shaola passed through this eerie town. A local told us about a haunted claw machine. Every night, it appears. The plushies inside look exactly like the people who went missing. His neighbor tried to play it once. He didn't catch anything, so the machine transformed. It turned into a monster and swallowed him whole. The next day, he was a plushie inside the glass. Horrified, we turned to leave, but the man was gone. In his place, the claw machine. Shaola almost reached for the joystick. I grabbed him and we ran for our lives. We barely escaped becoming part of that Toy Story nightmare.